Okay. So I've got an interesting discussion lined up. Well, I hope it's interesting. I don't know.
Okay.
But I've been talking with my friend Poppy recently about animal cruelty on film, particularly in older films. Because I mean nowadays, especially with CGI, it's a lot cleaner. Like most
Yeah.
times,
We had this conversation about Call of the Wild, whatever.
yeah, we did. Because so Poppy recently watched Cannibal Holocaust, not realizing what it was.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was chatting to her about so obviously it's a very controversial film for those who don't know. But while there was a lot of stuff about it potentially being a snuff film, which they had to prove in court that it wasn't, which is what a lot of people think about. As far as I remember, the majority of the controversy is about the animals killed on screen. So, for example, there's a scene where they disembowel a turtle for real and eat it all on screen. They kill some snakes and spiders, and there's a, in particular, the one that always sticks to me is there's a monkey they sort of cut the head open of, and then they messed up the take, so I had to get another monkey and do a second take.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So I don't know, because so what I also know is there's a most places you'll find Cannibal Holocaust tends to be like an animal cruelty free cut of it, which gets rid of a lot of that stuff. But obviously somewhere there is like the full cut. But anyway, so we were discussing this about like how killing animals for absolutely no reason at all on screen, especially when this was in 1980, where they were taken to court for having effects so convincing they thought they'd killed a human.
Wow.
So it's like, why couldn't they have used the same level of technical mastery and just faked the animals? Why even have the animals besides just pure shock? Because that's a lot of what that film tries to do.
Yeah. So where is that film? Where was that film made?
Where?
Yeah. Like what country or whatever.
I'm not sure where it was shot, but it's an American production. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
American. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Because there's Old Boy,
Yes.
the Korean film. Because in that the main character eats a live squid.
Yes, that's true. That's
It's
quite a
like
recent film as well, relatively.
Yeah, that's 2003.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, obviously it still happens. Like, did they need to have him eat a live squid? And, like, the actor was fine with it. And it's like, this is weird.
Well, I feel like, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's racist to say if that's a cultural thing, because I don't know. I genuinely don't know to what extent they eat live squids there.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is like, is it a cultural thing? But then they're obviously Americans.
I don't think so, because
not.
Well, I've seen stuff online. There was like some YouTuber who like eat live octopuses on camera, for the views, and so I can't believe it's like a massively accepted thing. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. I don't.
It
I
wouldn't
don't
be so
think
controversial. Yeah.
Plus, also the way in Old Boy that scene is done, it looks like it's not a usual request because the whole point is like, oh, I haven't eaten anything for decades or whatever. I need something. I want to kill something.
Yeah.
Sort of, Anyway, so that was one argument which we were pretty open and shut on. But then I rewatched the other day Andrei Rublev, which is one of Tarkovsky's films. By the way, fantastic film. You should see it. Everyone should see it. Don't care that it's 3 hours long. It's great.
Okay.
But anyway, so this is a film made in the Soviet Union in 1966, and they're doing a battle of the Tatars invading the city of Vladimir. Now, I don't know any Russian history, so if someone else can make sense of that, that's what I remember from it. Anyway,
Okay.
But there's a shot of a horse basically falling down a load of steps and then sort of getting impaled at the bottom.
Right.
And this is a real horse and they had to shoot it in the neck for the take to work for it to just fall down like that.
Oh my god.
Right. Now, here's the interesting bit, because I did some digging, because I literally watched this film like the day after I had this conversation with Poppy. And so the horse was taken from a slaughterhouse, and it was scheduled to be killed that day anyway.
Right.
And so they just took him like, well, if it's going to die, we'll do it on the set. And, in theory, same net sort of, not profit, but,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is sort of the point of this conversation. It's what is that okay? Do you reckon? Because
I mean, if it was going to die anyway, then I suppose. But then the argument is like the squid in Old Boy, was that going to die anyway? The turtle in Cannibal Holocaust, they don't have turtle slaughterhouses. Last time I checked.
Exactly. Well, this is the point I made was like, so the turtle was like dragged out of the ocean and would have been fine, but like it would have survived if it wasn't for making the film.
Yeah.
While the horse was going to die anyway. But so what Poppy was saying was, even if the horse was going to die anyway, it was still technically killed for the film, and like just because it was going to be killed doesn't make it all right. Even though
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like I don't know. I feel like there shouldn't be any animal cruelty at all.
no,
should
absolutely
there?
not.
But
But it's interesting to work out where
Yeah.
the line's drawn, because I feel like Andrei Rublev there is sitting on a bit of a grey area. Cause
yeah, definitely. Of the three mentioned, it's probably the most acceptable.
yeah, because it's still like you know, the point is they're still killing an animal for a film, even if it was
Yeah.
going to die anyway. Was sort of the argument. But I thought it was an interesting start. I don't know what maybe our viewers will think of this. Feel free to email in if you've got any sort of reactions to that.
Here we go.
All right. I was going to save the actual address for later, but if you want to email us in, it's cinerambles@gmail.com.
Woo!
Yay! But so on the other end, so I was also thinking about Apocalypse Now, which you haven't seen yet, have you?
Nope.
Right, that's going on the list. But so in Apocalypse Now, there's the tribe that they used as sort of extras for the end stuff in the sort of the cult. One night they were doing this ritual, and it's like, and they basically went to director Francis Ford Coppola, like, you're welcome to film us if you want, you know, some B-roll for the end or whatever. And part of this ritual involves slaughtering a cattle. And from what I've read, so Francis Ford Coppola was originally like really resistant to filming because he's like, well, I don't want to kill an animal for a film. But I think his wife convinced him, being like, well, no, because they're doing it anyway, and it cuts well with what happens in the end. Not spoiling here, but it works. It sort of visually, it's quite a strong meaning to it, and we both agreed that was okay because that wasn't being killed for the film as such. That was essentially documentary.
But then is that not the same thing as the horse then?
Well, no. So here's the thing: because the horse, even though the horse was going to be killed, it was going to be killed in a slaughterhouse, but the argument was they took it away from it, and even though it still died by the end of the day, it died via different means, and it was taken out to be killed for the film. While in Apocalypse Now, it was being killed in the same way, but we just happened to be rolling the cameras. I mean, I suppose arguably like in like Food Inc. and other food-related documentaries, when you see them like killing chickens on screen, and it's like, well, that's just a documentation of it, as opposed to it being done specifically for the setup of the film.
Okay. All right. I see. Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, this is the debate, because neither of us are infallible. I think it sort of comes down to your own morals and opinions. I think it's an interesting sort of scale of where you draw the line of what's okay. Because I personally, I'm not. I definitely think Andrei Rublev isn't the best. Obviously, again, I don't think it's an essential shot. But in terms of if you had to kill an animal on screen, I feel like that's possibly the best way you can do it while still being like an intentioned shot. But Apocalypse Now is probably the best way. But I mean, yeah, that's sort of the debate. So
that's interesting. I feel like, yeah, it's just up to your own morals, really.